the KCM Chronicles. I am your humble host, Natan, and this week's episode is over a game of D&D Next I played, a session of D&D Next I played, which was pretty fun. And it has quite a story with it, so let's begin, shall we? The night started off, the party was in a graveyard. It was actually the second session. This was my first with the group. We started off level 2 for me, so I'm right in the fray, huh? By the end of the night it gets level 3, but I'll discuss that at the end of this episode. But, at any rate, we started off, and right off the bat we're thrown into a battle with the Imperial Guards. And it's all because, we were in a cemetery or a graveyard, and some people have been just killed right when I got there. I don't know what they did. I don't know what happened. So, but we tried hiding it first. Didn't work. Then the elf barbarian we had, when it was like, hey, we didn't do anything. Guard was like, wrong. Fight. We got arrested. Thrown in jail. Had to deal with the xenophobic guard. I almost feel sorry for what we did to this guard. Almost. Because he didn't make it. He wasn't going to make it. Second we found out what the heck his story was, or not story, but the way he acted, that he wasn't going to make it. But, at any rate, the monk of the group decided to piss on the guard after the guard talked down to him. Like, you don't talk down a dwarf. Even if he's a monk, you don't talk him down. They're down enough, you don't talk them down. So, but, he did that, and then then the guard left, and we were separate from our gear. They were put in a cell next to the monk and the cleric. I was with the barbarian. I'm a thief, a rogue, and we're in one cell. The monk and the cleric were in the opposite cell. The monk and the cleric put together a grappling hook with the Shived they found, and that's going to come into play here in a minute. And they managed to break into the cell next to them and get our gear without a sound. They tied my thieves' tools to the Shiv hook that they put together, tossed both to me, and so the guard comes back right after this. I've got all the Shiv and the tools in my hand, and then the guard decides to be a little cheeky with us after I get a little cheeky with him. He was talking about how it was bollocks, and then I was like, your parents are full of bollocks. And he was like, what did you say to me? And I'm like, oh, this is fun. Your parents are full of bollocks, sir. Yeah, I was real cheeky, but this guy already deserved it. Like, and that's not the end of what we did to this poor guy. But I mean, it starts right here. He starts pulling down his pants in response to the barbarian, and I'm like, so hey, are we gonna eat soon? And the barbarian's like, oh, I'd say so. Or the guard's like, oh, I'd say so. Unzips his pants. And I just facepalm, so it's just like, really? Because I was wondering where I was gonna stab you with the Shiv, dude. You didn't have to make it so easy. Yeah, I stabbed him in the dick. This poor guy. Stabbed where the sun don't shine. And when he fell down, writhing in pain, he only made it worse. Because then he lost his private place. And that's not good. ripped right off. And I'm just like, oh god, I'm too high. Why did you make me do that? Because I crit. I got a crit on the roll. And so, my rolls have been average most of the night, and then I crit. I'm like, what the heck? And that's not the only crit I had. For a good string during sneak attempts, crits that whole night. Or just that stretch of the night. But he got hurt, and then I unlocked the cell, unlocked the other cell, and tried to get the cleric to heal the guy. No. Incinerated the guard. And then the monk kicked the guy's head in to where the skull collapsed and whatnot, and I'm like, I'm out of here. After a few moments, I come back. We've got the keys. We head off in the wrong direction. Guards come in. We take out 3 of them, intimidate 1. The other flees, get 6 others, wait in ambush. The one we intimidate into staying leads us through, like, what are these guys gonna do? And eventually we get to the ambush, beat all 7 guards, and at this point I hadn't taken any damage yet, and I still got through without damage, especially the next part of this. But then we found some treasure, got a bunch of that, and then we went to a room with a solitary chest. That should have been the red light right there. But we were so treasure hungry. Walked right in. I tried opening it cautiously, and then I realized I was stuck. I was like, oh. Yeah, it was a mimic. And he tried biting my head off once. Missed. I'm like, I don't have that high armor class. Even in next, 15's not that high. You get a good modifier, I'm toast. If you get a decent roll, a modifier, I'm toast. So, like 12 with a +4 or something. Like, I don't know. But we beat the mimic pretty easily. Started questioning this guard that we had led, or that we had captured, because now it's like, he's leading us right into traps here. And we, well, something I forgot about the guard earlier, that I stabbed in the guard junior part. I used sneak attack. So I went in with combat advantage, you sneak attack, so I erased the advantage. But I crit with, let's see, what's sneak attack do again? Oh my gosh. Give up the advantage to double the result of any martial damage dice you roll to add to that attack's damage. Basically, I toasted him right into cojones. Tons of damage. Ow. But at any rate, after the mimic, and this actually led into the break point for the night, and we'll pick up where we left off this next Wednesday. But we took this guy on, or we forced the guard to lead us out, and he led us out right into the captain of the guard and 2 cronies. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Imperial Guard, they went at us with the lieutenant. The captain looks to be a little tougher. That's just a guesstimate. But we got to level 3. We were level 3 at the end of the night as a result of our ingenuity throughout the night. Like, the grapple hook, and then the cleric was a genius. He cast light on a rock, tossed the rock out in the middle of the guards after casting light on it, and he crit. So they think it's a bomb, and they just scatter. And here's the thing, he had some bad rolls earlier. Like, he couldn't stealth. He couldn't sneak very well. And with me, I couldn't hit anything throughout the night. I got maybe 1 or 2 hits. So I maybe got 1 or 2 kills. If I was lucky at that. But I was unfortunately unlucky throughout most of the night, so I didn't get many crits. At least in combat. Like, I got all my crits in non-combat situations, save for the sneak attack that disarmed the guard. And not in a pleasant way. But, yeah, that was my first sojourn into D&D Next. This is a rookie DM, mind you. This is only his second game. It went 4 or 5 hours. I was getting tired by the time we got to the captain of the guard, so I wasn't going to be able to win that fight mentally. I'm more used to 2 or 3 hour sessions, but that was a marathon. Like, well, we got a good chunk of the way out of the jail that we were in. It's a small prison, hard to get out of. So we were on the last line of defense, but a small prison. But it was a pretty fun fight. We got through what we needed, or we got through a good chunk of it, and the guard was very unfortunate. Like, that's the key part of this episode, that unfortunate guard, and the DM leaving the shiv inside the prison cell for the barbarian and not the barbarian, the monk and the cleric, and then their ingenuity, and then they toss me you tossed the thief the shiv. I'm already swift with my daggers and my short sword if I've got them. And, like, up to that point, I tried to get us out a couple times, but it wasn't until after I shivved the guard that I finally got the okay to get us out of there. And I was like, okay, we're getting out of there. And the 4 of us, we worked together great the whole night. It was my first time. I was a little concerned about chemistry. It was the first time with this group, but I fit right in. Like, it helps that there's at least one other chaotic good character, but the 4 of us just slid right into one cohesive unit. And yeah, we made a guard pay. We wiped out 7 guards after that. We killed a mimic. We broke out, ambushed 3 guards, scared another guard crapless before we killed him eventually. And the one we intimidated was scared the whole night, but he was feeding us sob stories anyway, so he was gonna die at the end of the adventure anyway. It's chaotic good, I don't care. But yeah, that was my first trip into playing D&D Next, and that was one heck of an adventure. And it's not even over. We didn't even finish the adventure itself. But hey, if you get the chance, play Next. The rules are a little different than what you might be used to if you're coming in from 4, but if you've played the other editions and skipped 4, you'll slide in. Not many people liked all the defense rolls for 4, is what I gather. But at any rate, they made this a little more compatible. I haven't figured out anything on saving throws yet. I don't know if there are saving throws all that much, except for avoiding death and the like. But yeah, it was a pretty fun night, and I'm really looking forward to next week. So with that note, that's the end of this week's KHDM Chronicles. I'm your host, Natan, and it's back in the cage for me. Till next time, everybody.